Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a video that a lot of you guys have been asking me to film. I finally have time to sit down and film this. I've wanted to film this for weeks. Brody does not nap anymore, and this is a sit-down video that requires my undivided attention and focus so I can talk to you guys, and I cannot provide that when Brody is awake. So he's napping right now. His bedroom is the room right behind ours, so if I'm talking a little bit hushed, that is why. I'm going to be sharing with you guys all of my tips and advice and just letting you guys know what worked for me on losing my baby weight. If you guys are new to my channel or if you are just popping in watching this video and you aren't subscribed, my name is Lauren. I have a almost 1-year-old son named Brody. He will be 1 on May 4th this year. So as I said, my son turns 1 in May. And when I delivered Brody, I delivered him at 38 weeks and 1 day. Going into the hospital for my induction, I weighed 175 pounds. So I was kind of heavy for me. My body type, I am 5'7", and pre-baby, I was about 135 pounds. With my pregnancy with Brody, I gained a total of 40 pounds, which was over the recommended weight that my doctor wanted me to gain, and it was more than I wanted to gain for myself, but I gained it and can't take it back, so I was stuck with 40 pounds to lose. I breastfeed Brody exclusively for 6 weeks, and I breastfed him up until 4 months postpartum, and we stopped breastfeeding for tons of reasons, but I do feel like breastfeeding contributed to a little bit of my weight loss. I was not active before Brody, so let me just throw that in this video really quickly. I'm somebody who never worked out. I didn't eat well. I just kind of ate whatever I wanted. I was really worried after I had Brody because I knew that I didn't like working out. I've tried to go to the gym tons of times, and I was worried on how I was going to lose the weight. So when I was done breastfeeding Brody, I want to say I lost about 20-ish pounds. So I still had 20 pounds that I was holding on to lose. It wasn't until I was about 8 months postpartum that I finally took my health seriously. I took working out seriously, and I tried really hard to lose the weight. I joined a gym. So I found a gym that I really, really love. The reason I chose that gym was because they have a kids club. So if you guys know me, I am a stay-at-home mom. I stay home with Brody currently. I have a lot of family or friends in this area, and Corey works full-time, and most recently Corey was working in Puerto Rico, my husband. So I had nobody to watch Brody, but I knew I wanted to work out, and I needed to find a gym that had a kids club. The first thing I really started with, before I even started working out, I signed up for the gym in January, and it's going to be April in a couple days, so just a little bit of a timeline for you guys. The first thing that I started with is diet, and that's what I'm going to touch first on. I made a diet change, but I really like to call it a lifestyle change because I don't like fad diets. I'm not big into fad diets. Changing my diet was going to be the first thing that I could do. I didn't need to pay any money to do it. I didn't need to sign up for anything. I could just do it. So that was the first thing I started with, was what I was eating and my food choices. So I looked into something called the ketogenic diet. That is a diet, and I know I just said I don't do diets, but I followed the guidelines to keto a little loosely, and I also looked into the paleo diet, and I followed the guidelines to paleo a little bit. So I wouldn't say that I fully follow ketogenic diet or paleo diet or any diet. I just looked at the guidelines, and I kind of picked and choose things from both of them that I liked, and just kind of came up with a way of eating that I prefer. I know it's not for everybody, and I know that if you do it incorrectly, you can store fat, because the ketogenic diet, basically, do your own research, but it causes your body to go into something called ketogenic state. And when you're in ketogenic state, your body burns more fat, but you have to eat a certain way for it to do that, and if you do it incorrectly, then you will hold on to the fat. So when I started saying that I was doing keto, everybody was telling me not to do keto, and people were also telling me that if I stopped keto, I was going to gain all the weight that I had just lost. And I don't think that that is true, at least not for me. When I started the keto diet, or eating pretty keto and also eating a little bit paleo, I lost, I think it was 7 or 10 pounds in the first month. And basically how I was eating was I decided to cut out all processed foods. I cut out refined sugars. I cut out dairy from my diet fully, and I also cut out alcohol. That's why I call it a lifestyle change, because I personally feel like if you are motivated enough and you want to lose weight and you want to look good and you want to feel good, you're just going to do it. And you're just going to, you know, like I've seen people say they want to lose weight, but then they're like, I can't live if I can't have cheese or if I can't have, you know, junk, basically. And I think that, you know, you do have to make sacrifices here and there, but I didn't fully deprive myself. I had cheat days. I was eating a lot of protein, a lot of fiber. I was eating a lot of healthy fats, and I was eating low carbs. So that's part of the keto lifestyle, is low to no carbs, but I was still having carbs. Another thing that I cut out a lot of was like bread, wheat, starches, things like that. So basically just like an overview, because I know I just said everything that I don't eat, and you guys are probably thinking like, well, then what do you eat? I basically just ate lots of chicken breasts, lots of fish, and lots of veggies, lots of nuts, avocado. I was only drinking water. That was my big thing. I was a big soda drinker before. I loved wine and I loved beer, and I didn't realize how much sugar I was consuming from my drinks and the things that I was drinking throughout the day. Like I said, I do have cheat days. I have a cheat day probably every 2 weeks, I want to say. I'll still have pizza every now and then. I'll still have like hot wings or something, and I'll still have a beer. I'll still have a glass of wine. Like, I still have the things that I love, but I want to say like my diet is like probably 85 to 90% healthy and, you know, 10 to 5% unhealthy. So I really try to cut out all the stuff that's really not that good for you. I feel awesome. I love my stomach. I love the way I feel. I have so much more energy. When I first made that lifestyle change and eating that way, I definitely, I got, I think what they call like the keto flu, or I think I was just having withdrawals because I was so used to having sugar and junk and just really stuff that's really bad for you. I had tons of headaches for like a week. I was very lethargic. I felt so bloated and I felt so gross, and it made me want to give up because I was not happy with the way that I felt. And I think my body was just going through withdrawals, and it was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So once that got out of the way, I was like, okay, I can do this. So just keep that in mind. If you eat pretty unhealthy and you just make like a switch and you do cold turkey and you just start eating super healthy and you start cutting out carbs especially, and things that are, you know, you're used to eating, you're probably going to feel like crap. So just keep that in mind, but push through it and it goes away. Do take a couple of supplements, and I'm going to tell you guys about them. The first thing that I take, it's a drink, and I'm going to put this in the food category. I don't have it with me because I ran out, but I'm going to put a little picture on the screen right here. It is called Celsius, and it's a fat burning drink. I find it at my local Publix. You can also buy them online at Amazon.com in bulk. I personally cannot have a Celsius after noon because they have so much caffeine in them, and I still drink coffee, and I am up all night if I have more than one Celsius drink. They're kind of expensive. I think it's $7 for a 4-pack, so that's another reason why I only drink one a day, because I can't afford to drink them, you know, bottomless. Do your own research, look them up online. I highly recommend them, and I've had so many of my followers reach out to me and say that they love the Celsius drinks, and they started getting them because I started talking about them. But look them up. Celsius drinks are something that I drink every day. Second thing that kind of goes along with diet is a supplement. Again, do your own research. Don't just take something because somebody on the internet tells you to take it. But it's called CLA. So this is what it looks like. I get mine from GNC. It's also kind of expensive. I think this was $40. And they are kind of large. So they're kind of like horse pills. I think that's what people call them. But I'll show you guys the size of them. They're pretty big, and you're supposed to take 4 a day. So you take 2 with meals, 2 with one meal, 2 with the other meal. And basically what this does is it's also a fat burner, and it improves like lean muscle tone and body composition. A lot of people that I follow, like fitness models and stuff on Instagram, and just people that I know who work out religiously, I know a lot of people who take CLA. So I personally love it. Another thing that goes along with diet is apple cider vinegar. I do a shot of apple cider vinegar in the morning every day, and I think I've also read somewhere that that helps burn fat, and it's also just really good for you. I do the Bragg's raw unfiltered apple cider vinegar. It tastes very strong and it burns. So I take an actual shot glass, pour it in, and then I chase it with water. So I do that every day or almost every day. And then lastly, for like diet or something that I do, I'm just going to mention the protein that I use because I get a lot of questions on what protein I use. Because I'm dairy free, a lot of proteins contain dairy, which I didn't even know. I went dairy free as a personal choice. You don't have to go dairy free. I personally feel like going dairy free has improved my skin a lot because it was causing me to get a lot of cystic acne, and it's just better for you overall. So if you can go dairy free, I highly recommend it. But this is the brand that I use. I get this at Publix as well. I don't know where else you can buy it. Maybe on Amazon or maybe online. Vegan Smart. It's a nutritional shake. I get the chocolate flavor because I love chocolate. And this has 20 grams of non-GMO protein, 6 grams of fiber, no cholesterol, dairy and soy free, and it's also gluten free, and it has 0 grams of trans fat. And it's also low calorie, so one serving has 170 calories. So I really recommend this protein. It tastes good, and that's why I'm going to recommend it to you guys. I've tried like whey protein and the protein that my husband uses, and I've just tried a whole bunch, and I hate the way protein shakes taste, and that's why I never took them before. I personally love it. So really look into this brand if you have not. I also like to drink this with Ripple milk. If you guys are not familiar with Ripple milk, it's dairy-free milk. It's milk made from pea protein or peas, and that's actually the milk that I give my son because my son has a dairy allergy. So I kind of went dairy-free for him just to make it easier on us with things that I'm cooking and what's in our house that he can have. So he uses that milk. It's really great. It has 8 grams of protein and it has 0 grams of sugar if you get the unsweetened one. So the reason I like to use Ripple milk is because it sneaks a little bit more protein into my protein shakes, and it tastes better than if you mix it with water. So look into Ripple milk, or you could do almond milk if you want. You could do water, but I like the Ripple milk because it has more protein. So Ripple milk plus Vegan Smart nutritional shake. That's a protein shake that I use. Not only did I make that huge lifestyle change and I started eating a lot healthier, but I started going to the gym. So I am somebody, I personally cannot get motivated if I try to work out at home. Tried that and I failed. When I'm at home, I'm looking around at all the stuff I need to clean, all the laundry I need to fold, everything I need to do. I have my son running in between my legs. I can't focus, and I like my me time. So that is why I joined a gym, and I actually work out at the gym. I go to the gym anywhere between 4 to 6 days a week. So it sounds kind of like a lot. It was really hard at first because I wasn't working out and I got really sore and I didn't know how to stretch properly. I wasn't having enough protein. But once I started consuming enough protein and stretching and going consistently, I wanted to go to the gym and I looked forward to it. So it took about 2 weeks for me to transition into it. But working out has obviously been the biggest thing that I've done that has helped me lose weight and look good. I try to post on Instagram, on the Instagram story highlights, like fitness. I have a fitness one. I try to post some workouts there. So I'm getting back into posting more workouts and stuff. But the reason I don't really share my workouts and what I do is because I'm still learning and I don't want to do something incorrectly and teach somebody something the wrong way. So what I did and what I still do is I go on Instagram, certain people on Instagram that I follow who I like their workouts the most, and I go to the bookmark tab on Instagram under collections and I save workouts that I like, and then I go to the gym and I do them. That's all it is. I don't have a personal trainer. I don't have, somebody teaching me what to do. I just look at workouts online. I look at it. I watch it a couple times and then I do it. That's literally all you need to do. I do 1 hour in the gym a day. So anywhere between 4 to 6 days a week. I do cardio plus lifting weights. And I want to say I do cardio realistically anywhere between 2 and 3 days of the week. So 2 to 3 days a week, I'll go to the gym and I'll just do cardio. And I'll do it for 45 minutes to an hour. My favorite form of cardio is cycling. So I just go to a stationary bike in the cycle room and I cycle. I do like a 45-minute cycling class and I sweat a ton. I'm not doing cycling. I do the Stairmaster, which if you haven't done the Stairmaster, you're going to hate it. You're going to get on it and be like, I want to get off after a minute, probably less than a minute, because that's how I was when I first started doing it. but just push through it, put some really good music on, watch the TV that's at the gym or something. That's what I did, and I can say that I like the Stairmaster now. I know it sounds really weird, but I'll do 45 minutes to an hour on the Stairmaster, which sounds insane, but cardio is one of the greatest ways you can lose weight and just really like slim down. The days that I lift weights, I don't do cardio. I just go to the gym for an hour. Every day I pick what I'm gonna work out. So for example, today I worked out back and triceps, and tomorrow I'm gonna do shoulders and biceps. So I never do more than 2 muscle groups a day. If I'm doing legs, I only do legs that day. So keep that in mind too, because you don't want to work out like your entire body, because then your entire body is going to be sore and then you're not going to be able to work out anything the next day. But that's basically what I do as far as my workout routine. So some weeks I slack and I don't work out that much. Other weeks, like for example, I took a rest day yesterday because I realized I worked out for 7 days in a row and I didn't even realize that I was working out that much, and I just felt super tired and sore and I needed to just relax. So that is basically all I have done and all I am doing to lose the baby weight, to stay healthy and stay fit. If you guys would like to follow along with like my fitness journey and like my postpartum fitness and weight loss and anything like that, I post a lot about it on Instagram, or if I do post about it, it's always on Instagram. So I'm gonna leave my Instagram handle down below. If you guys would like to follow it, go check it out. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below in the comments and I will try my best to answer them. If I don't know how to answer the question, I'll direct you somewhere else to somebody who can answer it, because again, I'm not an expert on any of this. I'm just sharing with you guys what has worked for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in my next one.